Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Upstage Rewind. I am Chrislyn Lashington, or Missy Chrissy. And of course, we are diving into conversations here on Upstage TV show. It's all about celebrating our creative entrepreneurs, our, people in the cultural space in Grenada, in the Caribbean, but also in the Caribbean diaspora. And today we're joined by a very special man. He has done so much when it comes to culture in Grenada and contributing to music. And today we're going to be talking about something very interesting, one of his songs in relation to our 50th independence. So we'll talk about that linkage in just a short. In the meantime, this is exactly the moment when you should share the link for this live broadcast. Share it with someone who you know who's going to benefit from it or who may have some opinions to share, because it's all about a conversation. Be sure to subscribe to Upstage TV show on Facebook as well as YouTube, because we go live ever so often on these topics. I'm just going to rewind a bit because it is Upstage Rewind. We're going to rewind a bit to the Sailor Fete that we did this year earlier on. So I'll give you a little teaser to give you some time to settle in and get ready for this conversation.
Find me anywhere the mass day. I'm on the road like I run away. Don't say nothing when you see me. Don't give me bad energy. Don't give me bad energy. I say find me where the mass day. I'm on the road like I run away. Don't say nothing when you see me. Don't give me bad energy. Don't give me bad energy.
Now let's go sailing. On the road now let's go sailing. All the man know them good captain. Jump in a van, hang on bada boom now. They got them like some sailing ship. Look out for when them boom start swing. Got them like some sailing ship. Hold on for when they make that dip. Swinging boom left, swinging boom right. We go sail. Y'all them like some sailing ship. Look out for when them boom start swing. Swinging boom left, swinging boom right. When they dip, hold tight.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. This is Upstage Rewind. I am Missy Chrissy, or Chrislyn Lashington, in case you need to sign me a check, all right? We are diving into this conversation at an unconventional time, because typically we do this in the evening time, but we are aware tomorrow is a holiday, the very first National Heroes Day in Grenada. And of course, our guest is all the way in the UK. So without further ado, I'm welcoming to Upstage Rewind for the very first time, Mr. Patrick Humphrey, also known as Unlucky, a Calypsonian. He is a former national Calypso monarch here in Grenada, also a teacher. He taught at the Birch Grove Catholic Elementary School. He is now on a clarion call for one of his songs. Welcome, Mr. Patrick Humphrey, Mr. Unlucky. Welcome to Upstage.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's so
It's a
good to
pleasure.
have you. It's so good to have you. I first of all want to know why you call yourself Unlucky, because why?
Oh, um, it's kind of a came just like that because at that time of my life, things weren't going too good for me at the time, and so I just came up on the name all of a sudden. It wasn't anything planned, and I never wanted to sing calypso. It all started with a young men's club that we had in Birch Grove. And it was suggested that the members of the club put on a concert. And so the different um, members were doing different things. Who was singing soul, who was singing blue beat at the time, who was singing country and western. And then I asked, I said, who's singing calypso? And calypso is ours. And nobody was singing calypso. So I said, I volunteered to sing calypso. And that's how it started.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, you are from Birch Grove, and I was talking to my mother, who is also from Birch Grove, and my entire family. She was telling me recently about how vibrant culture was in Birch Grove, where at one point in time there were three live bands and, multiple dance groups. Talk to us about what it was like growing up in that era in the 60s and 70s in Birch Grove, St. Andrew.
It was very, very vibrant. And, but it seemed like everyone could have done something. There were three bands in Birch Grove, and it was a very progressive place at that time. And the talent was widespread. Who was singing, dancing? We had a ballet group, we had Forage Club, we had Duke of Edinburgh's Award Club, and lots of other organizations. And so there was always something going on in Birch Grove all the time. So it was very, for me, it was a very good time to be in Birch Grove then.
Lovely. That's good to know. And you won Grenada's National Calypso Monarch in 1971 as well
Yes.
as 1973. Now, what's interesting about those 2 years, it's pre-independence. So,
Yes.
it's both before we got independence from Britain, of course, in 1974. Tell us what the competition was like back then.
Oh, it was a sort of crazy period. And most of the Calypsonians at the time came from St. George's. And I started to sing from um, that period when I told you about the club, the group. And I told myself, I said, I could do better than these guys in town. And so I decided to go to St. George's. And the competition was fierce. And it was a problem getting to the Calypso tent. I joined a tent called the Old Fire Stick Calypso tent. It was run by the Lord Melody. And I didn't know how to get there because in those days, transport was not as now,
Mhm.
you know. At that period as well, the airport was in Pearls. And so you had to rely on getting a lift from one of the drivers going up who would stay in Granans late. And you got to find a way to get to Tempe. People still do it now and lime a ride to St. George, to Grenville or to Birch Grove. And so it was not easy, but it was fun because I was young and it came like no problem at all, you know. And
Yeah.
and I fought my way, and there was a lot of what I would call, the tongue and country kind of thing going on.
I was about to ask you about that. There is this town versus country
Yeah, right, right.
rivalry.
And in fact, Melody used to put me down last when everybody's going home. And I resolved, I said, okay, I'm gonna catch you all. Don't worry. I'm gonna catch you.
So I guess
I
winning was quite
oh
a
yes.
celebration
Oh
for
yes,
you
it
and
was. It
perhaps your
was.
country folk.
It was. It was definitely,
Yeah.
because although Melody was a very nice guy, he full of sweet talk and everything else, but I don't know, the country town thing, and so yes, he always used to send me down last.
Do you think well, do you think that country versus town thing will ever go away? And
I
where
don't
do you
think
think
so.
it comes from?
I don't think so. I don't know. But the thing about it is, most of the people who saying about country bookie and town book, they come from the country, but they went down there a long time, so they became like how tongueified. For that word, they.
But you know what I realize? It goes both ways. I think both sides, town and country, are guilty of it.
Well, I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. But it was done in well, no hard feelings or something. It was because
Yeah.
Melody was my good friend, and some of the other Calypsonians were good friends of mine. The Lord Slim, we were good friends, and the original inspector, he was a good friend of mine too. And there was a bit of camaraderie, even though the competition was fierce, but there was a bit of camaraderie going on,
Right.
which was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I
mhm.
wanted to, you were going to say something else?
No, no, no.
Okay. So something that's interesting is that calypso, especially back then, because we didn't have soca back then, calypso, calypso is a genre of music that's all about social commentary. And I know that pre-independence era was a very interesting time in our history. Would you say that politicians and people in, let's call it, influential places, were they very keen to hear Calypsonians' music back then?
Well, all right. One, there was hardly any local calypsos played on the radio station. We had only one radio station, Wibs, which served the Windward Islands. But for some reason or the other, they hardly used to play any. You couldn't get much exposure on the radio during those times. And as far as the politics went, you had to be careful of what you sing, and you can't sing too much anti-politics around those times. Because there is a song that I sang, abortion racket. So I want the police to intervene. Yes, that kind of music. And it was banned from playing on the radio at
Wow.
that time because it was, at that time, it was too risky,
And
talking about
what
subject
made
like that.
oh, okay, is it because of the subject it ended up being risky, but not necessarily because of the words.
No, no, no.
Right.
And in those times, there were people were very prude. It
I'm glad to
it's
hear you say that because there is this argument. We hear it from a lot of the seniors that music right now is too crude, right? So what you're saying is crude existed a long time
a
ago?
long time. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, but the banning of abortion racket was political. You know, some of the other Calypsonians, they weren't too happy and they complained to authorities, and and it incurred the banning the song.
Okay. Wow.
You know, but that's okay. That's all right. My skin is a little bit thick, you know, so I didn't take that on at all.
Well, that's good. You have to be in this entertainment world, right?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, yes.
Well,
And
we're grateful. Mm-hmm.
if you sang a song that the politicians didn't like, your life wouldn't be so happy. You know, you'd get pressure
Mm.
in those times.
What's the worst that you think could have happened? I'm not gonna say
Ah.
happened. Could have happened because I don't wanna put you in any spot.
No, well, you know, people would give you words and stuff like that, you know, and your music would definitely wouldn't get played or mentioned or anything like that, you
Interesting.
know. Yeah.
Well, we have some artists watching on. Big up to Inspector. Elimas Gilbert is
Oh
watching.
yes, he's
Pinky
good. He's
Fabulous as
good.
well.
Yes, he's good.
And I see Fitz Charles is here as well as Dennis Charles. So you have a few people bigging you
Oh
up here
yeah,
in the comment section.
yeah. Fitz, we from Birch Grove.
Okay, nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Small clothes. He's a DJ. Small clothes.
There you go, DJ Smallclothes.
Yes, yes. Hi,
So
Fitz. What's happening?
so we have this song that you have an entire petition. It's the Islands Call petition. Tell us what exactly is this about?
Well, my cousin, who is well, like we're like sisters and brothers and stuff because we grew up in the same house. She had this idea a long time ago, since before COVID. But because of COVID, everything went quiet. And so after COVID, she decided to push the song for saying that it would be 50 years of independence. And the song itself is recognized by many people. And so she decided with some others to push the song to be a national song. And so she told me about it. And I said, well, why not? You know, so she'd be able to explain more about it than I do.
The song you're referring to is called Islands Call. That's the name of the song, right?
Yes, but other people call it Island Calling, Cool Waters, and all sorts of different names. But the name of the song itself is Islands Call.
Okay. I'm just going to read an excerpt of this song. The chorus, the lyrics go like this. It says, "Full of spices and cool waters, bright sunshine,
Yes.
silver raindrops falling gently. I must go back. I must go back. My little island is calling me." When did you write this song?
I
Clearly you
wrote
weren't
this.
in Grenada when you wrote this song.
I wrote this song. You'd never imagine.
Uh-huh.
It was a Friday. We have some lands up. Do you know Monlong?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard it right? So in the back of Monlong, we have some land. My father have some lands there, and it was a Friday, and I was on top of nutmeg tree picking nutmegs and stuff, and this idea came to me. I didn't. The furthest place I went at that time was in Trinidad for a few weeks and come back. I didn't go anywhere abroad, like And
Interesting.
this idea came to me, and I, on top of that nutmeg tree, I could remember well this lyrics, everything that's in the song came to me on top of that nutmeg tree, and
Wow.
I was worried that I'm going to forget this song because in those days we didn't have tape and all this kind of phones to record and whatnot. And so I had to keep this thing going while doing all the chores in the lands and stuff. I had to keep that in mind. And when I reached back home, the first thing I did, I went inside and I wrote the lyrics out before I forget. And that's the story of the song, really.
Interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting. Very
yeah.
interesting. Now, why this song? Because for instance, I took a look at the album that this song is on, and there is another song called Tribute to Independence, which seems like quite a fitting song for an independence song. So why Islands Call over that one?
Well, what happened was that I wrote the tribute to independence hoping that there'd be an independence competition that year in 74. But there were some political problems where the country was closed down, electricity was gone, and there was lots of upheavals and stuff like that. And so there wasn't any competition or anything like that. And so compared to Island Call, it is a song that many people love. Some people, regardless to whatever island they're in, and or if like foreign, you go away as a foreign student, and Christmas comes. I've heard stories where people sing the song abroad, and even when I sing it locally, the response is good. And so this is a song that had to take precedence over tribute to independence.
Right. And what's the goal? So what's the ultimate goal? When would you say that you and your family would be satisfied with this petition? What do you expect to see with the song?
Well, personally, um, I would like the song to be recognized. But like I said before, it was not my idea. It was my cousin, sister's idea. So she will have to explain more of that to you.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. No
Hmm.
problem. No problem. But I know there was a petition, and there were quite a number of people signing this petition, and the petition is still open.
As far as I know, yes.
Yes. So the petition is still open. I'm going to share the link now for anyone who is watching us, listening to us on Upstage TV show on Facebook and not Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. I've just shared the link. I'm seeing that there are currently 250 signatures, and the next goal is to get it to 500 signatures. And it's a petition to the government of Grenada on behalf of Grenadian nationals at home and in the diaspora to request the following of the government. One, that the 1973 classic song Islands Call by Mr. Patrick Humphrey, Sobriquet Unlucky, be used as the theme song for the 50th Grenada Independence Celebration in 2024, and that it be adopted as a national song. So it's that is the call. And we're definitely sharing the link. If you're interested, you can take a look and join the petition for this song. Now, Mr. Humphrey, I would like to get, before you go, just because this page, these channels, we really tend to nurture the talent of a lot of other creators in the space. And you have had decades of experience from way back in the 70s winning, the National Calypso Monarch. What advice do you have for calypsonians, soca artists, singers, and any other creatives who may be watching?
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say, concentrate on the music. What I've noticed is that many of the artists, they tend to go for the money first. But if you concentrate on your art and build it up, the money would come. So the first thing is the music, the song, the art.
Thank you so much for that. And what about all the other, the other soft skills? And I'll expose a little bit about you here. Before we go live, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. Before we go live on Upstage Rewind, we usually ask our guests to check in at a certain time before, so we can, make sure you're sounding good, you're looking good, and even communicating with your team was quite, seamless. And what I can say is that there are those soft skills in terms of like being on time, being professional, having someone on your team who can communicate and arrange certain things for you. What about all those things on the back end? Any advice in terms of that? Because you were on time, you know? And I think some people miss opportunities just because they're not on time.
Well, it's very important to be on time and to be prepared, because if you know you have a gig or an appointment, you should be on time at least 15 minutes before the scheduled time, so you could iron out any difference or get everything in place, so you're not doing anything like hot and sweaty, and you'd be calm and perform well. And the main thing is to be on time all the time.
Yeah. And what
Yes.
is it like in the UK? Because you are in the United Kingdom. I'm assuming you've performed in Europe, have you? Is it different? Is the industry different there? Are there any specific skill sets you would say that encourages a creative to be more successful in that part of the world?
Not that I know about. Well, when I used to perform over here, take part in the calypso, and it's the same thing like back home, because it used to be run by mostly Trinidadian people, and it's the same sorts of starting late, and all the problems that we see back home is the same thing used to happen here. So now I do not know, because I haven't been around that scene for a bit.
Understood, understood.
Yeah, because the problem was I had a bit of ill health at one point, and so yes, I was out of the scene for a little bit. So what is happening now, I do not know. I can't comment on that. you
Yeah.
know. But
Well, I hope
in my time, it's the same
same
sort of
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no
Would you say that
different.
calypso is consumed by people who are non-Caribbean?
Yeah, only around carnival time. They're not in Hill Carnival. They come and enjoy themselves, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
I see.
It's
So we probably
not.
have some work to do there.
Yes, 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 yes. There was a time when it showed some signs of improvement, but as like I said, I really don't know right now what is happening. Because I've been out of the scene for a little bit, and so
Right.
yeah.
So are you joining us in Grenada for Independence, sir?
I hope to.
You hope to.
Yes. I know it's
Awesome.
non-committal, but I hope to. I
I
hope to.
understand. I
Yes.
understand. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you have a private jet waiting for you to Grenada.
I wish. No, but if I'm coming, I'll let you know.
For sure. It will be good
Yeah.
to connect with you. I have
Yeah,
met
of
your
course.
brother. Well, I've met you early on this year at St. Andrew's Carnival launch. You
Yes.
mentioned.
Yes.
And I interviewed Mr. Peter Humphrey at Pre-Day, I think in 2017. He
Okay.
performed at
Yeah.
Pre-Day,
All
and
right.
I was doing a backstage interview area. So I had the pleasure of interviewing him then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter.
Is he also in the UK or he's in another
No,
country?
no, no. He's in Washington. He's in DC.
Okay. Nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice.
yeah. But
Awesome.
he'd be on the show for the
Okay,
Independence
lovely.
show. Yeah, he'd be on the show, and
Nice.
so I guess you'll see him again.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed, indeed. Well, a musical family. We're so happy for all the contributions you've made to our cultural landscape here in Grenada. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing where Islands Call goes. And we
yeah.
wish you all the best, you and your family, on the petition for Islands
Thank you,
Call.
thank you, thank you. Oh, and I didn't mention Rhythm Riders. Yeah, we were a very good group. If I'm saying that myself, but you know, I was told so too.
Yes, well, the
So to the
name,
members of the Rhythm Riders, old ones, young ones, thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us on Upstage Rewind right here on Upstage TV show. Have a great day and we'll see you soon. We'll see you in February 2024.
Yeah, thank you. My day over here is over now because
Oh,
we're
it's
going.
nighttime
It's minutes to 6 here now,
and it's
and so,
probably dark by you by now, right?
well, it started. Yeah,
Sun
definitely.
setting.
It's starting to be dark, and it's cold. It's cold now
I
because
could
it's
imagine.
raining. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, it's those 4 o'clock winter sunsets is what I
Yes,
can't
yes,
do.
yes. Definitely,
I
definitely.
remember my time in London years ago, and 4 o'clock it's dark, and I'm like, what's
Yeah,
happening?
yeah,
Well, power to you. I'm enjoying the sunshine in Grenada in the meantime, not to show off on you. Um,
Well, I had my share recently.
perfect, perfect.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
All right, sir. So have a great one, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
okay, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you. Thank
And say,
you.
say hello to mom for me.
I
All
will, for
right.
sure.
Bye.
Bye. And that
Okay.
was our chat with Mr. Patrick Humphrey, known as Unlucky, a well known Calypsonian here in Grenada. He has won the Grenada's National Calypso Monarch in 1971, 1973, now residing in the UK. And on a clarion call for his song Islands Call to be a national song as well as the official 50th anniversary of independence here in Grenada. They wanted to be the song for that celebration. Chrislyn Lashington here, Missy Chrissy. I'm signing out. Stay tuned for when we go live again for another conversation. And if you'd like to reach out to us, you can definitely contact us, Upstage TV Show on Facebook or YouTube, if you wish to have, your time to shine once you're within the creative industries. Have a good one. Take care. Toodles.